Eli Drinkwitz at his press conference previewing the Oklahoma game, talking about his job, saying, hey, he loves Columbia, but he also says that he needs a little bit more help from the businesses in the state of Missouri if he's going to be able to win in the state of Missouri. And he wants more NIL money. He wants more people to contribute more dollars to college football players.
Well, in fairness, he's not calling necessarily on the people. He's calling on the companies, to come up and put up or shut up. And we know if you're listening to the broadcast of the Missouri Tigers, there was a mention of Fortune 500s and the monies that they need to be giving to the program needing to be upped a little bit. But there were a lot of comments from Eli Drinkwitz today at his press conference, and we're going to run through a whole bunch of words from Eli Drinkwitz today, because he said a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
He very, very crucially didn't say certain things, and a lot of reactions are being had around them. So the words up on the screen right now are the first half of his opening answer, where he talked about the message board, the chatters, the tweets, the sources, talking about him going to another place, reinforced that his focus is on Mizzou. And he continued as he went through here, and he kind of talked about all the great support he's been getting from the administration. He has a great relationship with President Choi, Todd Graves. My apologies for not spelling your name there. That was the quoter there on Mr. Graves, the head of the board of curators. Bob Blitz gets a mention in there, who's instrumental in rebuilding the North End Zone. And again, that $250 million to the North End Zone should not be overlooked as just some thing that happened. That is a legitimately that is an arm, a piece of the rebuilding, a piece of stating what you are going forward. And then he talks about as well that he's signed extensions in the past, including signing one this past summer. So a lot of comments from Eli Drinkwitz just off the bat, addressing the rumors and things like that.
Laird Veach is the athletic director.
Yes.
He's talking about there. That's little AI stuff going on there. But every coach does this. Every coach says, yeah, I'm very happy. I love my relationship with my president. It's great to work with my athletic director. I love the board of curators. But then when we get to the end of the season and somebody offers him a deal like Florida is capable of doing, then he's off to the races. So he can make.
That was your main takeaway from that comment?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. He didn't say that he's staying.
No,
so
something he did not say.
To be fair, Nick Saban did say, I am not going to be the head coach at the University of Alabama. And then 2 weeks later, he was the head coach at the University of Alabama. So I think that he's laying the groundwork here, right? One of the quotes, you want better results? You got to get better players. And we've got great players right now, but you can always use more. He wants more NIL money. And he made the comment last week to the play-by-play and color analyst on ABC that the Fortune 500 companies in the state of Missouri were not advertising in Faurot Field. And I'm guessing that he wants those Fortune 500 companies, and good luck finding those in Louisiana, by the way. He wants those Fortune 500 companies to participate more in name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
And I don't know that CEOs take money for themselves and their stockholders. I don't think they're interested in paying a 19-year-old football player, to be honest.
Okay, well, so here's the thing. And he addressed some of that in the quotes, because let's separate things, because he's comparing the Missouri money to everyone else and saying it's not enough. He's not comparing Missouri's Fortune 500 companies to Louisiana, because he's comparing Missouri's money to Louisiana, and the place where he says we can find the money is in Fortune 500, not in crazy ass boosters and things like that. So let's separate those two things.
Let's start with this. How about if he lives in Columbia, Missouri? How about if he cuts his salary in half from $10 million a year to $5 million a year? How much would that be for NIL for players?
$5 million.
$5 million a year. That'd be pretty good. That'd help, wouldn't it? Does he need the other $5 million a year? Is he in that much debt? Does he have a $10 million home in Columbia?
No, but he's just going to leave if you do. If your solution to we need more NIL money is we're going to pay you less as the head coach, then he's definitely going to leave. So that's the problem. Yeah, that's what's wrong with that. You're going to lose your coaches really fast and not get a very good one after he leaves. Skywalker 1982. I don't think any companies are donating money to NIL funds. Most endorsements kids get are like car dealerships. He also did address that, and this was his answer that we have up on the screen right now. This was his comment about the Fortune 500 comments. One thing I do want to address really quickly, just a little fact finding thing, is I checked the last 3 Fortune 500 lists, and I'm seeing 8 as the highest amount of Fortune 500s in the state of Missouri. So I'm not sure if there's a couple like in Southern Illinois or Eastern Kansas that are he's counting in the 11. So I don't know where he's getting the 11 from. Well, I'm just wondering where he's getting 11 Fortune 500. Maybe he's
counting
numbers.
Enterprises one.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Is Worldwide Technology on there? They aren't publicly held, are they? So maybe he's taking the revenues generated by family-owned companies or individually non-public companies and applying them as Fortune 500.
I can grab the full list here in a moment. But he also said that is the 4th largest among the SEC. So he's pointing out that is a large number of Fortune 500 companies for the SEC. And he said we've got to continue to develop the relationship with those companies and get those companies to invest in our athletes. You know, we are the institution of this state, and we provide these companies with a lot of workers. So it would be awesome if we got to see some reciprocal investments in that. He went on to say, I'm not assigning blame to anybody. We're not pointing fingers at Fortune 500 companies. I'm just asking. If you're a Mizzou grad in that company and you're in charge of marketing, we would love to join in with some NIL opportunities for our student athletes, because that's the forefront. So, you know, if we want to get more and more opportunities for our student athletes, then that's something that we need to lean into. One thing he threw out there that I omitted in one of the ellipses, because I didn't think it was going to be a material part of this quote, but one of the comments here is him saying that part of the reason that this is important is because Fortune 500s have a obligation to shareholders. Because of that, NIL deals with Fortune 500 companies are never going to get turned down by the collective, because one of the collective's big thing is this company getting a actual return in value for this NIL deal? It's not just a show deal like the alleged like Kawhi Leonard deal with Aspirational with the Clippers. So Drinkwitz's point is exactly that because they have a historical and legal obligation to shareholders, their deals will get cleared through the collective. And he said that makes everything so much easier for everybody involved. That's actually one of the aspects of a deal with a Fortune 500 that to Drinkwitz.
Fortune 500 companies are publicly owned.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how it works.
They generally, when they're publicly owned, are looking for return on investment. Right now, Mizzou is our state program. And it's a pretty high profile program. It's on national TV all the time. Do you know, or have you seen one Mizzou football player's name, image, likeness that has struck you that thought, oh, I associate him with that company? One, I know we had Luther Burden with the chips, right? But is there right now one Mizzou football player, and feel free to weigh in on the chat here.
You can be private and be on the list, by the way. I didn't know that. Apparently you can't be a private company and be on the Fortune 500 list.
Oh, okay. I wonder why Enterprise isn't then.
Let me get the last Missouri Fortune 500 and double check that.
Okay, but anyway, I can't think of any companies who have sponsored a Missouri player in name, image, and likeness where I thought. Now, granted, we saw Travis Hunter. He does the Nissan ads. He does the Heisman House, right? And we have seen in the past the Texas quarterback that's with the Dolphins now, Quinn Ewers. He did Dr. Pepper, I think. Mm-hmm. But and I'm not even talking national. I'm talking local. I'm trying to think. Any Bueller? Anyone? Do we have a Mizzou player that is doing NIL that is benefiting the company that he's getting money from?
That is benefiting. Well, I think our friends who do the chips are probably doing pretty good business with those guys.
Okay.
By the way, just you want the 8 companies that are Fortune 500 in Missouri. Centene,
which is Centene went to. If you aren't aware of it, they moved to Clayton, built 3 buildings, and now they're utilizing like 1. They've contracted significantly.
Reinsurance of America.
Okay.
Emerson.
And Emerson is contracted dramatically here.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. That's Springfield Mo.
Edward Jones.
I think they're involved with Mizzou.
Gray Bar Electric.
Okay, they advertise on all sports.
They sponsor the
Card Central,
Card Central 365
They
here
do,
on STL Sports Central.
Yep.
Post S, which is a food consumer product.
Okay.
And Core in Maine, which is a wholesaler.
Yeah, it's right here in Maryland Heights area.
Those are the 8 Fortune 500 companies, and I'm looking right now at the 2025 June updated list. Those are the 8 ones in Missouri.
Okay. So again,
there's one in the state of Kansas, by the way, if we're just trying to try to figure out his math, and that's Seaboard, which is food production there in Merriam, Kansas. And they're worth $9.1 billion.
Yeah. Enterprise had revenue of $38 billion for fiscal 2024.
I don't know why they're on the list.
Yeah.
They're on the list under anyone. There's not like they're under a different state. They're not on the Forbes 500 list.
Enterprise.
Yeah, for some reason.
They're here.
They
all live here. That's the Taylors.
Yeah.
They do everything for our town. So they are the soccer team, if you aren't aware of it.
It's on here somewhere.
So that's where their money is. So anyway, I'm sure that Eli, and I know Eli, he works it, man. When he comes into town, he meets with people. He asks for money. He has no shame in that regard. And that's great because that's what he has to do to try to get players and try to get more NIL money. And if the grass is going to be greener for him, then like you said, he's happy in Columbia. But if he can be happier by going to Florida or going to LSU or going to Auburn, he has to do what's best for him. There's an old saying out there, nobody loves you like you love you. And he needs to do what's best for he and his family.